we have Christoph Dietzel, a global head of products and research at DE-CIX, the German commercial internet exchange. Christoph oversees product management, R&D, and global network design, while also holding a PhD in computer science from TU Berlin. His work bridges the gap between academic research and practical innovations in internet exchange points and networking. Thanks so much, Chris, for joining us today.
Thank you, Volker. Enjoy your lunch, everyone. And I'd like to touch the security and changes in the security landscape, specifically from the perspective of an internet exchange point. First of all, an internet exchange point is an internet traffic hub, which basically connects all the telecommunication providers, ISP, and basically those networks who serve the potential IoT or end users at the end of the day. So this huge traffic hub serving at a peak time around 25 terabits per second. So it's really huge amounts of traffic. And DE-CIX, on the one hand, my employee operates more than 30 of these IXPs globally. So this allows me a view which is not only focusing on Germany or Europe, but also give insights into what the regulation or the security situations in different parts of the world are. One topic we're working on since more than 10 years, and basically the topic at scale on the internet is even older, it's roughly 40 years, is DDoS attacks. So we're talking about flooding of traffic, and we know that also IoT served as a source of traffic flooding to services, to other end users. And basically, we could also see how internet exchange points could really help to prevent this issue to an extent, to filter out traffic because of a very centralized view, a lot of different networks and at different points globally at the same time. So this allows intelligence and an overview, and it really helped to create innovative products to mitigate DDoS attacks to an extent. Also, an entire industry has grown to prevent DDoS attacks and mitigate huge traffic just generated to take off other users or parts of the network. But if we look at it from a policymaker side, that was way beyond any intervention or any useful regulation over the past 40 years, right? It was in the early days of the internet. And we also need to keep in mind that the protocols which actually allow these attacks were all designed in a time where no one could envision that the internet is going to become so big and that it's going to have such an economical impact as it has today. So that is a bit like the data plane, really, data packets transferred through the internet. On the other hand, the internet also has a huge issue nowadays with the addressing scheme. So basically the control plane which actually decide which data packet has to travel where. So it is also not designed with security in mind. There are extensions, there's ongoing research and standardization. However, it runs into the same fundamental issue we have. The internet is great because of so many participants and such a low barrier to join the internet as a participant. On the same time, changes in standards or security regulation can only work on a global scale and if everyone agrees to it. And that is an angle we also attack at internet exchange points, where we as one convergence point can actually implement a new technology or a solution on behalf of our customers and also allow through this a scaling effect. If I'm looking into the future or into today's reality, I believe that there is some regulation, and the regulation is very different in different markets, and that makes our life quite complicated. There is useful, like BSI IT Grundschutz, which is a German certification which operators of critical infrastructure need to implement, and that certainly helps to structure processes, identify gaps, and also tackle those gaps. However, this is mostly also, apart from this certification, every regulation is is not so much proactive as it should be. It's a lot of reactive stuff that we do, and we would like to actually work more on the standardization and the implementation on global standards, so that doing the cost of doing business, Anna Maria also mentioned it, the cost of security measures, and in this case, the cost of regulation is still feasible also for SMEs such as DE-CIX.